Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Beth McGowan, and I've been on this committee for a few years, and this is my last year. And I can't tell you, I think it's the greatest honor of my life to have done this. Oh, sorry. Okay, didn't mean to do that. All right. This year, we name We Rise, We Resist, We Raise Our Voices, edited by Wayne Hudson and Cheryl Hudson, and published by Crown Books for young readers as one of the Jane Addams Awards honor books in the category for older children. The Jane Addams Children's Book Awards looks for books that address how people, especially young people, break cycles of fear. Editors Wade Hudson and Cheryl Hudson address that criteria directly and explicitly when discussing their inspiration for this work. The inspiration was their niece, then 7-year-old Jordan, who was frightened by the results of the 2016 presidential election. Because the Hudsons knew and know that her fear was shared by many young people and by many not so young people, many of them in this room, they created this book. The editors assembled a group of roughly 50 artists, both writers and illustrators, to explicitly address how to find courage when times are dark and to provide comfort for young people. Each individual artist suggests that the history of individuals and of the world is often the history of dark times. As Kelly Starling Lyons, in her poem, Drumbeat for Change, says, "The world feels upside down sometimes, like a twisted house of mirrors, where people in charge are bullies, where protesters of racism are pummeled, where being who you are can put your life on the line. What do we do with the worry, the hurt, the rage? We turn it into something bigger than us. We turn it into change." The key to access our light and our ability to change the world, as Denise Lewis Patrick says in her prose piece, "You Are Here," is to know and use the stories of the past as our maps. Many people have made this journey on earth before you. We who love you have traveled through life too. Our lives have created a map you can always follow. In short, the way forward is written in our collective past. As Rita Williams Garcia writes in We the People, "Know this, we as a people and as a nation have survived uncertainty, unjust and unequal treatment at the hands of the powerful. Our various histories and current day struggles are the stories of overcoming, with an eye on opportunity and freedom, even during the worst times. So while we are now in the middle of what feels like the worst times again, we must resist the pull of the present. We must remember as a culture that we have been in the muck before. We must provide comfort for our young people, as many of the illustrators, we must provide comfort for our young people as we remember this truth. as many of the illustrators so poignantly do in the work. For example, Floyd Cooper's illustration that accompanied Wade Hudson's What Shall We Tell You gives such a sense of love and care of a grandmother for a grandson when she feels the world spinning out of control, cupping her grandchild's face in her hand. Or in the depiction of a father and his daughter created by Equa Holmes. Just one moment, you have to see this. That accompanies 1,000 Winters, about a daughter who is afraid her daddy will be arrested if he drives too fast. And while we generally focus much on the present and the immediate future, this book restores to us and to the young our ancestors as sources of strength and power, and not insignificantly of this same love. This restoration provides our young people with the knowledge that they too can do hard things because they have inherited the strength of giants. As Javari Asim in the poem You Can Do It says, your ancestors came across the waters and made life in this new land. Mighty sons and daughters, the future is in your hands. Or as the illustration by Laura Freeman that accompanies Zetta Elliott's poem, You Too Can Fly, reminds our children that power lies within us, that we can fly. This book reminds us that the strength and courage, love and faith of our parents, our grandparents, and our other ancestors lives within us because it makes this truth explicit. We name, we rise, we resist, we raise our voices. A 2019 Jane Addams Children's Book Award honor book, and present this award to editors Wade Hudson and Cheryl Willis Hudson. Thank you.